welcome to the first episode of Diva Lifestyle. I am your host, Tony Nicole. It is so good that you are joining me today. We have an awesome show. I'm excited because this is my solo show. I also have a podcast that's out called Boss Life with your host, Tony Nicole, that is on Anchor app. If you have it downloaded, you can listen to my podcast there. You can also listen to the podcast on Google Podcasts as well. So check us out. Check me out. Also, continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is TNE Networks, and you will see all of our shows. You will see Brave Talk Show. Of course, that's where you first saw me at, along with my two beautiful co-hosts, Crystal Rogers and Danny Nicole, which also have shows coming out, so you don't want to miss it. Crystal Rogers and her husband, Jod, are going to be doing a couples show called Love Languages. So it's going to be exciting. I think this is something that a lot of couples or even singles that are looking to get into the dating, getting back into the dating world, or if they are dating, this will give you some good insight spiritually, mentally, and emotionally on how to handle certain situations, and also just giving you some inspiration and uplift so that when you are going through a relationship or a marriage, these are some helpful tools that you can use. Also, Danny Nicole, she has a awesome show coming out called Queens on Deck, and she's going to be talking about, spiritual uplifting and motivation. Our shows are basically about acknowledging and uplifting and talking about things that's very important. We will talk about topics about anything that's real, that hits close to home. And we want to make sure that you guys get the most fulfillment out of it, because we're all about helping each other. And one of the biggest things that we have to stay on top of is our mental state, because if we don't stay on top of that, then what's going to happen, right? We got to make sure that we check on each other. We got to make sure that we talk out our feelings and emotions. But that's what our shows are based about. Like I said, we have a good time on our shows, especially when we all come together. Also to mention, we have Elite Life show with host James JT Thompson, who is our brother, our phenomenal producer of Brave Talk Show. But most importantly, he does an awesome job hosting his show, and that show is a spin-off of the Elite Gents organization for men. So he highlights a lot of different guests on his show, people that are doing impactful, wonderful things, and which is what I'll be doing on this show as well. I'm going to be talking about finances, I'm going to be talking about relationships, I'm going to be talking about health, I'm going to be talking about entrepreneurship, beauty, you name it. Everything is a lifestyle. And the reason why you see it spelled D.I.V.A, it stands for driven, inspired, virtuous, and anointed. So that's why I call it Diva. You can make your own acronym up for it, but that's mine. And like I said, you want to label yourself with something powerful. You don't want to label yourself with something that's negative. So just make sure you keep that in the back of your brain. But I do have two guests that are coming up, and they're going to be talking about their careers in the healthcare arena. So, this is very important. And they're twins, right? They're sisters. So I love seeing our beautiful Black women doing amazing things out in the medical field or in education, you name it, they're doing it all. And I'm just very honored that they're going to be my first guests on Diva Lifestyle. So I just want you guys to stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Rogers. I just wrote a book called I Survived the Storm. It's about my once broken life and about toxic and alcoholic relationships. If God can bring me through it, He can you too. You can purchase the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Or if you do not order online, you can personal message me, Crystal Rogers, and I would be glad to send you a copy. It's $13. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right, welcome back to Diva Lifestyle. I am your host, Tony Nicole, and I am back with two awesome, phenomenal, beautiful sisters that are in the healthcare, and they are identical twins, as y'all can see, and they're lovely. So I am just here. We want to welcome you guys to the show. Welcome, welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you. Bless you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. I am honored because y'all were my first guests on Diva Lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
You know, what better way to start it off on healthcare, which is something that is needed, what we need to stay on top of. So, and I just want to introduce the world. You know, I want to introduce you guys to the world. So, the twin sisters are, we got Kim KETTER. She is an adult geriatric nurse practitioner and certified diabetes educator. And then we also have SHAUN Rivers, who is an advanced diabetes clinical nurse specialist. So welcome, ladies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us. It's a great day to be alive.
Yes, indeed. Isn't it? I tell you, I had posted on Facebook earlier this morning telling people that, you know, if you're having a rough morning, just put your hand over your heart. If you feel that, that's your purpose. That means don't give up. You know,
that's it.
Keep going. Just don't
That's
give
exactly
up.
Right. It's especially with everything that's going on, you know, every day your feet hit the floor and you open your eyes, it's just one more chance to give glory to God and to get it right. That's you know, adjust the plan and keep it moving. So
Amen.
yeah.
I know that's right. Amen. Yeah, we got to do that. We got to keep moving, because with what we seeing out here with the race wars, the police brutality, you know, and then also we got the election going on. Everything has just been crazy, and and coronavirus, we got to put that at the top of the list because that's what really jump started a whole bunch of stuff for this year. We definitely have to like take a step back and say, well, you know what, all this is going on around us, but what are we doing for ourselves? Even though we're protecting ourselves from the virus, but we still need to stay healthy. We still need to take care of ourselves and, you know, do what we need to do just so we can stick around and persevere through this season that we're in, with all this is going on. And we got to be strong. If we out here protesting, we got to keep our energy up. That's all of that. So, but let's go ahead and talk about, whoever would like to go first, it's up to you. But I would just love for you guys to just pretty much do a rundown of all that you do and how you know, what inspired you to get into, you know, the field that you're in.
Well, I think Shaun and I have wanted to be nurses since we were 5 years old. We'll be 50.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, so we've known early on that we wanted to be nurses. We were operating on our Barbie dolls, I think, when we were 5. Yeah, we really did. It was pretty bad. I remember we were sneaking in the kitchen. It was, it's pretty sinister. Actually, nerds. We was just nerds. We would go in and gather some things to make our plaster of Paris, and we would put cast on our Barbies when their legs were broken.
Oh, wow.
And thread and try and sew them up. It was pretty weird stuff, but we knew really early that that's what we wanted to do. And Shaun and I have always been a bit of an overachievers too, so we always knew that, because we started as LPNs. We were LPNs first, but we always knew that wasn't the end point for us, so we just kept going and going. So LPN to associate degree to bachelor degree to master's prepared. But at each level, it gave us a different opportunity to help people in a different way and to learn along the way and to master our craft. So I think that's important to know too. It's not the journey and how lengthy the journey. It's just that you get there when you know, you do something with it when you arrive. So, want to be nurses. We own our own clinic. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. And at the end of the interview, of course, you got to let everybody know where your clinic is. Well, we're going to send people your way, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I think that's awesome. This is inspiring because, you know, you have which I know is going to be the younger generation or those that's already in the medical, going to medical school or nursing school or whatnot. They are wanting to know, the insight, like the levels of difficulties or inspiring words. Um, what can you give? Like, what words of wisdom can you give to the younger generation that is like falling, like they're trailing behind you in, the same field?
The first thing I would, tell them, find what your gift is. Everybody is born with a gift.
Mm-hmm.
If your gift is helping people, but that's pretty broad. As you grow and as you learn, you can kind of home in on what your gift is. If your gift is speaking, you want
Yeah,
to home in on that gift.
right.
If your gift is, taking care of people who are sick, then you want to home in on that gift. Everybody's not gifted to be a nurse.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Form of nursing so broad now. You have nurses that branch off into the technical field. You have nurses that branch off to the bedside. You have nurses who are nurse anesthetists.
Yeah.
So it's so broad, but you can home in on what you're gifted at.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just start there. Pray about it and find out what your gift is, and start there. I tell people all the time, think about what you would do for free. Right.
Mm.
There was no money involved at all. What brings you that type of joy?
Right.
What stirs your soul? What will get you out of bed every day? And
Right.
you wouldn't have to be paid. You just enjoy it so much you do it for free.
Yeah.
That's where you're
Yeah.
supposed to make your money. That's where you're supposed to make your money.
Wow. Absolutely. I agree with that because that's the kind of mentality that I have. That's the
Yeah.
same mentality I have. Like with my businesses and brands, like
Mhm.
what's that level that you
Right.
do for free?
Right.
And then you start from there. So absolutely, I love that. So
Mhm.
so my diva lifestylers that's watching, make sure you took every note, and you got to rewind this back, rewind it, okay? Slide the bar down at the
Right.
bottom and go back, write down the notes because we give you some nuggets here. This is something that you can take with you and water daily, because we have to. I tell people all the time, words are seeds,
That's
and
right.
how they're planted in you. It's up to you to water it. If you're gonna give the time and the emotion into it, that's watering it. So like even if somebody puts something negative into your spirit, you if you're giving it the time of day and you're still festering over it, guess what? It's growing.
Yeah.
It's
That's
gonna grow
right.
into something. It's
That's
gonna grow
right.
into a weed that's gonna
Mhm.
spread if you don't
Mhm.
kill it at the root.
That's
Now,
right.
if inspiration, motivational seeds are planted in you, then guess what? You're watering it. You're feeling good. The vibe is there, and it will grow. But guess what? It's gonna blossom out to other people around you.
That's exactly
That's
right.
exactly
That's
right.
exactly right. And the thing is, I think there's a lot of times there's so much going on, we can become easily distracted
Ooh.
and knocked off course. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, each one of us has a walk to walk and a path to walk and a mission to accomplish.
Amen.
And a lot of times they're distractions and they try and get you off of your mission. But we
Mm-hmm.
have to somehow find out how to stay focused on the mission. And a lot of that has to do with taking care of yourself, because distractions can come in the form of a bunch of noise, you like media and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it can also come in terms of poor health as well. That can be a distraction. If we're not taking better care of ourselves, we won't meet the mission because we won't be here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because and I know that you both are specialized with diabetes education and so forth. And please excuse if there's any glitching because I know this is the time of day when
Yeah.
everybody is using this type of video platform. So
It's okay. It's all right.
okay, good. Um, so like I come from a family where on my dad's side, diabetes is prominent there. My father's a diabetic, and my aunt is a diabetic. And looking at them, I decided to take, a very collective decision. And I said, since this runs in our family, I want to cut that
Mm-hmm.
pain. And I need to do better for myself because, thank you, God, all my life, even with my weight and everything, I have not been diagnosed to be, diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
But who's not to say that that can't still happen if I don't get things under control, if I don't cut back, if I don't lose, weight or change my diet. My father, I've seen his battles of what he's gone through. My father has lost limbs. My father is pretty much half of a man, so to speak, because he has lost both his legs, one all the way to the hip, the other one below the knee. And he has battled with sepsis. He's battled with MRSA. He's battled with a whole bunch of stuff. I had front row seats to it all. The multiple amputations. It was sad. He's still here. And I told him, I said, God has you here for a reason and a purpose, but it's also a wake up call. Like, you're going to have to still take care of yourself while you're here. Don't let anything go away from you. Can you just give us some highlights or some information that's very important for those that may be that might be diabetic or pre-diabetic? What are some tips or information you can give us?
The first thing, when we have our class, we have a lot of our classes here, and we
Okay.
usually divide them up. And one of the first classes is just introducing them to some of the basic things.
Okay.
And one of the biggest part of that class is diet management or meal management and exercise. Those are two of the biggest things that we try to impart on our patients. And one of the other big parts is letting them know that it's not a death sentence and that you can live a healthy life with diabetes for a very, very long time if we can get ahead of this thing. And so when we start talking about diet and exercise, we try not to use the word diet too much.
Yeah.
Class. We try to use the word lifestyle change, because as soon as we start throwing around that word diet, the first thing it's like they shut us off.
It's a turn off.
They completely turn us off, because the first thing that they think about we're about to tell them the things that they have to stop eating.
Sacrifices. Don't nobody want to do sacrifice.
Nobody wants to sacrifice. That's right. But when we start asking them the questions, especially the ones that have had classes before, we ask them, what information have you gotten before? And they all tell us that they've all told them the things that they had to stop doing, but no one's given them the information about the things that they can do. So we want to give them the information about the things that they can do moving forward. So that's why we try not to do the restrictive talk in our classes. We try to be pro in our talk.
Okay.
So the only thing that we really tell our patients that they can't have is stop drinking the soda. Everything else we can negotiate on the table, but the soda's got to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I used to love drinking, like, ginger ale is my device right there. I just ginger ale. And look, I'm so picky with my ginger ale. Like, I get into debates with friends because they be like, Schweppes is the deficit. No, honey, Seagram ginger ale.
Oh no.
Give me nothing else. Like, I go to a restaurant and be like, what kind of ginger ale you have? You got Seagram? Oh, you don't? I'll take water.
Oh wow. Water's better anyway.
Serious,
It's better for you anyway.
Yeah, but I decided to do it as much as I loved it. I love it. I was like, well, you know what? I love myself more, and I have to give it up.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, wow, you feel a difference when you do sacrifice things, because people don't understand there are certain things that you put into your body that has actually slowed you down, taking you away your mental focus.
Yeah.
And then when you take the certain thing that you've been so used to eating and it's really not that good for you, when you take it away, you be like, where does extra energy come from?
Yeah.
So, while I'm thinking a little bit more motivated, what's happening, and and it's like a wake up, because like that light bulb just came on. I'm like, oh, wow, this is new. And then in me with my crazy stuff, I'm like, okay, I gave that up. I wonder what else can I give up? I started researching. I just started doing everything, because when you find something that works with you, you want to stick with it.
That's right.
You really want to stick with it.
Yeah, one of the things that we tell our patients too, and that's a good point that you make, is that any management of chronic disease, particularly diabetes, is very individual. There's no cookie cutter solution to this. So in other words, I can't print off something and give it to all my patients and expect it to work. We're individuals. We're all very unique in our lifestyles, our cultures, what we like to eat, what we don't like to eat, what our finances look like. So it's very disheartening to hear people say almost like a one size fits all. It just doesn't happen like that.
Right.
So that's why we love what we do, because we take each individual patient and develop an individual plan. That's how people get successful in their management, because it's geared specifically for them. It's not for anybody else.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's amazing. That's awesome. So, okay, what else? What's next? What, y'all working on something else? What's going on?
Oh, we're always working on something. One of the things that we're working on, been working on, I think for the past year or so, is we partner with a production company called G. Davis Productions, and the story behind that, we have a touring play. It's called Sisters at Heart, and it's based on our life story with being diagnosed and dealing with congestive heart failure. So my sister and I were diagnosed with congestive heart failure about 12 years ago. We were 40 years old. We'll be 52. And
okay, stop for a moment. Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not see how the genes of the melatonin are flowing in these ladies right here, I would never have guessed that y'all were about to be. Y'all need to stop. Okay, go ahead and continue. I just had to stop you there, because I had to let everybody know.
I am official. I have my AARP card, and I use it with pride. And my baby girl just turned 30. Yeah.
Y'all are my inspiration, okay? Because when I get that way, because I'm telling you, I'm trying to hold on to 42, honey. I'm trying to hold on to 42.
Keep on holding on. Keep on holding on there, baby.
I don't mind going up the ladder. I don't mind going up the ladder. I just want whatever it was looking like at this age, just carry on with me. Just come on down.
I hear you.
I want to hold it by the hand as long as I can, you know?
I hear you. Indeed. Yeah,
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, we were diagnosed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, go ahead, please finish. You got diagnosed with congestive heart failure.
Yeah, at 40, and the only symptom that I really had was that I was just really tired. Felt fatigued. I mean, and what African American woman who's working, 1.5 or 2 jobs, taking care of the family, doing this and that, we're tired. We're just tired. We load up the village and we carry it around on our shoulders all the time. Neglect self. Right? Neglect self, but everybody else is good. That's right. We falling apart and don't even know it. That's another story. But it wasn't until I started noticing I had trouble climbing stairs that I thought that there was a problem. I went to the gym every day, worked out, and was healthy, had no other health issues, nothing, no diabetes, no hypertension, nothing. And I just got really short of breath climbing stairs. And I went to work one day and got really sick at work, really short of breath, palpitations. And I worked in the emergency room at the time. And fortunately, that shows you how God do his thing. He'll put you in a place where you're going to be all right. So I became the patient in my own emergency room that day. And they discharged me, went to my primary, went to see cardiology, who did a battery of tests, which I failed. They did an echocardiogram and a stress test, and they came back and said, you have cardiomyopathy or type of heart failure, and your heart's only functioning at 20%. Yeah, normal's about 50, 60. I was at 20%, and they couldn't understand why I was still walking around doing what I do.
Yeah.
So we thought most likely it had to be a genetic component because I had nothing else. So SHAUN and I talked about it, and I encouraged her to go get tested, and she did. Yeah, and I went and got tested maybe about 3 weeks later. At the time, they had diagnosed me with asthma, because I was having, some shortness of breath, but pulmonary functions test and all that, which came back okay, but so I just went, just to kind of rule it out, but I failed the stress test too. And then I had the echo, and then my echo, I had an EF of 30%. so I got diagnosed about 3 weeks after she did.
Wow.
So it was amazing to us when I got diagnosed. Of course, we were both sad, and she was supporting me. It's like, I got you. We got this. We've been like that our whole life. We
That's
just do
awesome.
that.
That's
But when
awesome.
we were both diagnosed, like we say all the time, it went from being devastating to divine, because there had to be, we knew God's hand was in there, and there had to be something he was going to do with that if only we will hold on and stay on point and stay on track, on mission. So that's how Sisters at Heart was born. We got connected with Garrett Davis, who writes stage plays based on health issues. He's got one running on diabetes, Mama's Girls. He's got one on prostate cancer, Daddy's Boys.
Yeah, the girl Julie Logan. She's
right. She
plays
me in Sisters at Heart.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. We love her. I love Julie.
Julie is awesome. She is so awesome. I love her.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that was born. So to entertain and educate.
That is amazing. That's wonderful, guys. I just love you guys' spirit. I love everything that you possess, both of you. You are definitely a success story, but most importantly, you're an inspiration to
Thank
a
you.
lot of women, because this is something that we need to hear. And also, it helps us to keep going, to be motivated, because we can clearly see that you're not letting nothing stop you. No diagnosing, no nothing. And it's funny because I wanted to say this real quick before we end the interview. I had to do one of those echo tests because I had pneumonia back in 2017. It's funny because I turned 40. And I said, Lord, everything just started hitting me after I turned 40. I said, what in the world's going on?
Oh my God. Something about 40.
I said, why did nobody give me the memo that this was going to happen?
Right? Oh my God.
No, but it was because I had a cough for a while. I kept coughing. And I was going so hard that year. I was traveling. I was here. I was there. I was barely getting sleep. And all of a sudden, I was just coughing. And I told my mom about it. My mom said, okay, but we need to go to the ER. So went to the ER, and they took x-rays of me. And as soon as they said, oh, well, you got fluid in your lungs, you got fluid around in that area. We think you got congestive heart failure. We just go ahead and do an echo test. And of course, I wanted to hit that lady when she did the echo test. It was so painful. The way she was pressing on my chest. I said, lady, if you don't, my heart is there. If you can't see it, then you need to get somebody else, because I ain't got that much layer of thickness right now. I feel it, okay? So just stop it. So,
that's funny.
And it's funny because they had admitted me, and they had put me on the cardiac floor. And so the lady came back and she said, well, we don't see it being congestive heart failure. We do see a valve that's kind of not as strong, But I said, okay, well then stop saying that I have this if I don't have that. Don't start me on medicine like that, Can y'all please check me for pneumonia? Because they were trying to rule out that first before pneumonia. So then they decided to check it. Then the lady came back with her head down. She said, yeah, you've been diagnosed with pneumonia. I said, thank you. I don't even have a doctorate,
Lord have mercy. But you know your body. Right. You know your body.
Yeah, you know your body. And I'm like, yeah, I've had high blood pressure before, like I still have issues with my blood pressure. That's why I've got it under control. But still, it's like, I'm glad that you guys got checked, to see that. And I'm glad that they checked me. But it's like, you do have some cases where people have gotten checked and it wasn't that, but then they were given, something else. And that could be a scary thing too. But I'm just, like I said, back to you guys being an inspiration. You're showing us that, hey, no matter what tests are saying, the doctors are saying anything like that, we still moving forward. We still want to give people the help that they need so they can work on themselves and be healthy. And like you said, lifestyle change. I love that. Lifestyle, making lifestyle changes, because that's what we're doing when we're exercising. It's a lifestyle change. When we're walking and we're cutting back from certain foods, it's a lifestyle change. So I just commend you, ladies. Like I said, you were inspiration. But before you go, can you please let everybody know, like, can you give us some information of where your clinic is, or a website that they can go to, or social media? Just give all that information if you can, please.
So our clinic is Case Management Associates, and we are actually located here in Petersburg, Virginia.
Okay.
And we're actually 700 South Sycamore Street here in Petersburg, Virginia.
Okay.
So we are a full diabetes management facility. We handle not just the education piece, but we also do the medical management portion of diabetes care. So that's what we do here in our office. And for information about the play, they can go to www.sistersatheart.net, and they can pull up information about the play, some additional information about heart failure, and tour dates as well.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Shaun, for being on the show. Greatly appreciate you guys. My Diva lifestylers, make sure you stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We'll have our final word of the day.
Hi, this is Tony Nicole, co-host of Braid Talk Show, also CEO and founder of T&E Networks and T Nicole Enterprises. I am so happy and glad to present an opportunity to you guys for advertisement. So if you have a business or a brand and you would like to have it featured as a commercial slot on one of our shows, we would love to work with you. All you have to do is contact us via email at t.n.e.networksllc@gmail.com, or you can visit our website at www.tnenetworks.com. We would love to showcase your brand, your business. We love partnering up with all types of businesses. We want to make sure that you shine just like we do. So make sure that you contact us, and we'll be more than happy to work with you. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back to Diva Lifestyle. I am your host, Tony Nicole. What an awesome show we've had. I want to thank Kim Ketter and SHAUN Rivers, the identical twin sisters that were on that was on the show, and they have brought such inspiration and information and motivation to us. Love their spirit, love their drive. I hope that you guys that were watching was inspired as well. I will have information at the end of the show so that you guys can look them up, and also if you're in that area, in the Petersburg, Virginia area, make sure that you check them out, especially when it comes down to your health or diabetes. Make sure you check them out, okay? So before we end, I just want to say that I want you guys to just continue to be great, continue to love on yourselves, continue to follow your heart and your dreams, your visions, implement your goals. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let anybody tell you that you are not worth anything. Make sure that they understand and know that you were placed on this earth for a reason and you have a purpose. And your seasons will not defeat you, they will elevate you. So until next time, take care, God bless, and thank you for watching.